Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sanch, welcome back to the Bodybuilding News Network for another installment of Bodybuilding Daily, where we talk about all things hot topic and trending in the world of bodybuilding. Now, we are just creeping up, just on the precipice of 3 weeks out from the 2024 Arnold Classic, as it continues to always be in Columbus, Ohio. But we do have some exciting and interesting updates, news updates in the open and the classic physique division. So if you're interested, make sure you stay tuned. Let's also, I also want to talk about some other things at the very end. So make sure you stay tuned. Now let's hop over buys and tries reporting, courtesy to buys and tries. We do appreciate you in what you guys do. Reporting that Hadi Choopan has landed in the U.S. and it is going to be dispelling any of these visa issues that myself and many other pundits have been talking about in the previous weeks. That was a huge sticking point, because if Hadi was unable to compete at this Arnold Classic, him on top of so many other top athletes not competing in this show, either dropping out or not being invited, I really did think it was going to affect the overall excitement and the overall caliber of this lineup. So it's good. I'm very happy that Hadi's going to have this opportunity to battle it out with Samson again on a different stage with debatably a different type of judging criteria, as the Arnold usually favors a more classic, streamlined look. So the question, of course, Hadi versus Curry, Samson Dauda and Hadi Choopan. Now moving over into classic physique. Again, thank you, Buys and Tries, for posting this. I love what they've been doing with their graphics in the past months. Now, Wesley Vissers, one of these guys that's just going to be one of the favorites here for the classic physique division. You're going to see him in the first call out. If he is outside of the top 5, I would be very, very shocked. Looking at his most recent physique updates, again, thank you, Buys and Tries. Just very, very conditioned. He looks very full. The structure is just something you don't really get to see a lot on the classic physique stage. And from what we've seen with the Olympia in the past few years, it's a huge hit and miss on what the judges, what the Olympia panel is looking for with shape and structure for classic physique. Sometimes they don't want to go with a wild card like Wesley Vissers. They want to go with someone a little bit more streamlined. And even, I didn't get to mention him, but Damian Patrick is looking phenomenal as well. We'll talk about him tomorrow. And I guess this is a big Buys and Tries episode. Tonio Burton being featured there, 14 weeks out from his title defense at the 2024 New York Pro in New York, of course. And the big conversation around this one is you're going to have some very excited competitors coming into the show. You've got Rubiel Mascara. As long as there's no visa issues, he'll be there. You also have Tonio Burton and you have Nick Walker. Those are huge names. You could, I do believe Rafael Brandao could be jumping into that show, and who knows? I don't think Hadi's going to be doing that show, but Samson could be doing that show. I can't remember if he said he's doing the Detroit or not, or if he's shutting it down. But excited to see the level of caliber athletes coming into this New York Pro, and probably even the Detroit Pro as well. So, best of luck to Tonio. Looking forward to seeing what he has going on in the coming weeks. Now, one of the guys that's going to be very, very exciting to watch come into this Arnold Brazil or South America, I can't remember what they call it. I think it's called the Arnold South America, is Carlos Thomas Jr. This dude is phenomenal. Somehow I'm always lucky enough to get an interview with him in person at all the conventions I do attend. Won't be traveling this year. We want to focus on growing the channel and trying to save some money. So we will not be traveling this year. So our coverage of the Arnold Classic will be like it used to be, where we do like 15, 20 videos in a day, giving you guys, on the spot, almost live updates of these physique updates. But Carlos looking crazy good coming into this Arnold Classic South America prep. This will be the kickoff for his season, and I'm very excited to see what he brings to the stage in about 14 weeks. Now, going back to the Arnold Classic updates, courtesy of Daniel over at Bodybuilders Without Borders, sharing some updates of Rafael Brandao. Like I said, 3 weeks out from this 2024 Arnold Classic. Rafael looking absolutely phenomenal. I would really like to see him hit like a complete front double, kind of like how Hadi's been doing his. It's the conversation has been Hadi versus Samson, and Rafael's been kind of in that 3-4 conversation with him and Horse MD. Rubiel Mascara was kind of in that conversation until he had to drop out. So I would like to see more comparisons on the other channels of, what Rafael is looking like currently and comparing him to Samson, comparing him to Hadi, kind of putting him into that conversation of a top 3 instead of him battling it out for a 3-4. I think it's a little bit more exciting for the show. Now, staying with Daniel over at Bodybuilders Without Borders. Again, thank you for the collaboration and the compilation, right? It's technically a compilation, is a Martin Fitzwater transformation breakdown over 2017 to 2023, 190 pounds all the way up to a whopping 260 pounds. And Martin has done a great job in the last, I do believe, he's only been competing for a couple of years in the Pro League. It could even be, just a couple of years. And he's been improving heavily over the last few years. You can see by the weight, but also he's been improving in placings. You got to remember he almost won the Arnold UK. He looked phenomenal in. He did the Texas Pro, I believe, that year as well, and he looked phenomenal there. So you're going to get to really see almost live as we go through the months, a continual improvement with Martin's physique and his placings coming into 2024. And lastly, who is the best bodybuilder? I think his name was Brian. I can't remember. But Justin Shire, one of my favorite competitors right now, sharing a throwback of what he looked like coming into the Olympia. And I would agree here with who is the best bodybuilder on Instagram. This is an amazing X-taper physique. It's one of my favorite structures. And I think when you look at someone like Justin Shire, he's a younger competitor, but he's also younger to the league, right? I believe he's getting close to 40. There's so much upward possibility for this guy when you look at he's only been in the league for 1 year. He won his first show, and then he came into the Olympia and didn't get to place as well as I was hoping. I had him in my top 10. He didn't land there, but I do expect him to continue to improve and have a phenomenal 2024 season. So that's the news for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing. Check out the description for our links to our Patreon where you can vote on our exclusive content. But that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.